against caste inequality. Imagine you're forced to sit on the floor in your classroom while the rest of your classmates sit on benches. How would you feel? Angry? Sad? Discriminated, right? Many years ago, such type of discrimination happened in India. Some students were not allowed to sit on the bench because of their caste. It was believed that they would pollute the so-called upper caste students if they shared the same bench with them. Besides this, the so-called lower caste people were also discriminated against in various ways. This seems so unfair. How did this begin? Remember the Varna system in the Vedic age? The Varna system suggested by the Vedas considered some Varnas were considered so low that they were not even included in the pyramid structure of the Varna system. People belonging to these Varnas were treated unequally in various ways. They could not eat food with members of other Varnas. Belonging to the Varnas that were considered untouchables were not even allowed to sit on the benches like the other children in schools. What would you have done if you saw such caste-based discrimination being practiced? I'm sure you would stand up and fight against it. Many reformers in the 19th century also fought against caste inequality. They used various strategies to fight caste-based discrimination. Let's look at some of the strategies they used. The first strategy the reformers used was to critique the caste system through their writings. These writings helped people understand the ordeals of those belonging to the so-called lower castes and the impact of caste inequalities on society. Famous reformers like Periyar E.V. Ramaswamy, Jyotirao Phule, and Bhimrao Ambedkar criticized caste inequality through powerful articles and speeches. Another strategy used by the reformers was to defy caste norms. They did so by performing acts that were considered taboo. They would sit and eat with so-called lower caste people, organize movements to enable entry of the so-called untouchables into temples, and to draw water from the community wells. Many reformers believed that education was important to help raise the standard of living of the so-called lower caste people and end caste-based discrimination. So, they began focusing on the education of the Dalits. Dr. B.R. Ambedkar gave the slogan, "Educate, Organize, Agitate," which became the founding principles of the movement against caste inequality. Jyotirao Phule, along with his wife Savitribai Phule, opened the first school for girls from all castes in 1848. Christian missionaries opened schools in India that allowed the so-called lower caste people to attend schools without being discriminated against on the basis of their caste. Towards the later half of the 19th century, movements demanding caste equality began to be led by non-Brahmins. Sri Narayana Guru belonged to a caste that was considered untouchable. He led a reform movement against the injustices in the caste-ridden society of Kerala at that time. Periyar, a non-Brahmin socialist, founded the self-respect movement to help non-Brahmin Tamils regain their dignity and self-respect. Haridas Thakur organized the Matwa Mahasangha, a religious reformation movement for the Chandala cultivators who were an outcast community in eastern Bengal. These strategies proved highly effective in the fight against caste discrimination. Though caste-based discrimination has reduced substantially in the present times, it continues to exist in many parts of India. And people continue to use these strategies to fight against caste-based discrimination and other forms of inequality. Be sure to stand up and fight against inequalities. Bye-bye. Happy learning.